Hello everyone and welcome to the first ever Players' Championship here in Seattle. Rich Hagen alongside Brian David Marshall Sutcliffe. Yeah, no BDM this week, I'm afraid. He's a bit ill. Best of luck, buddy. Be well. But Marshall, here we are at the first ever Players' Championship. 16 of the best of the best. How exciting.
I'm super excited. We're going to see a bunch of different awesome formats here and really the best players in the world battling it out.
Let's see who they are. We begin with a sort of mix. We've got 8 North Americans, 8 non-North Americans. We begin with Paulo Vitor Damo de Rosa of Brazil. He's here because he's the top pro point winner from Latin America. 9 Pro Tour top 8s. The guy's only 24. Absurd.
So next we have Reid Duke, and he's actually the youngest competitor here today. He got in by winning the Mox Championship, and he's looking to make big things happen.
From Italy, we have Samuele Estratti. No doubt about his big win. That was Pro Tour Philadelphia in 2011. Format, modern. That's why he's here.
Next we have Jon Finkel. Now, when I wrote down what I was going to talk about here, I just wrote the word GOAT. Greatest of all time. 14 Pro Tour top 8s, 3 wins. He is one of the 5 at-large bids for highest pro points that didn't qualify any other way to be here this weekend.
All right, multiple formats. So we've seen 4 players. The first format is Cube. Cool in Cube, but what is Cube, Marshall?
So Cube is a collection of all of the most powerful cards in Magic's history jammed into a set, and then you draft them. It's fantastic. Super fun, super powerful stuff. You get a look here. Upheaval, one of the more powerful cards you can play in a cube. You get some different stuff like Lion's Eye Diamond, which can enable strategies that aren't normal. Tangle Wire, Parallax Wave, things which shut down your opponent's strategy so that you can do your own.
Tell me about Braids.
Braids is a card that you can build around. It's a strategy in and of itself. You'll see a lot of those type of cards in Cube. And if you just want raw power, Cube is where you want to be. Grizzlebrand, embodying that fully.
So 3 rounds of Cube. Then we move on. Let's bring you 4 more players. From Japan, Jun'ya Iyanaga. He is the 2011 World Champion. He was utterly dominant. He also has 3 Grand Prix top 8s to his name.
Now, from North America, we have Alexander Hayne. Now, he's from Canada. He's the only Canadian competing in this event. He's representing Team Canada, and he won Pro Tour Avison Restored to get here.
All right, let's move on. And we have Martin Juza of the Czech Republic, the top pro point winner for Europe this season. 270 pro points. 300 is a real benchmark. He's closing in on that. 13 Grand Prix top 8s.
Brian Kibler. Do I need to say anything else? I guess I probably should. Sure. So he was the national champion for the United States this year, representing them at the World Magic Cup. He got here, though, by winning Pro Tour Dark Ascension, and the guy's been playing for 16 years. He's considered one of the best players in the game.
Okay.
Enough.
Format number 2 is modern. So let's take a look. Movers in modern. Again, explain modern to the people at home who haven't really come across this format.
Modern is the biggest constructed format that we'll see at GPs regularly. Sometimes there's Legacy, but you'll see Modern, and you'll see quite a large swath of cards here. You've got Kikijiki Mirror Breaker, which can enable some infinite combos, some pretty broken things to happen. You've got very efficient cards like Geist of Saint Traft and Restoration Angel. You've got some pretty off-the-wall stuff in Modern, like Goryo's Vengeance here, to enable some really crazy broken things to happen. There's also kind of grindy strategies like Seismic Assault, and also land-based combo decks with Urza's Power Plant and its accompanying Tron lands, as we call them.
All right, so 6 rounds on day 1. 3 of Cube, 3 of Modern. Let's bring you 4 more competitors competing here at the inaugural Players' Championship. From Chinese Taipei, I reckon if we were shooting this a week ago, a lot of you wouldn't know about Tzu-Ching, and now I reckon pretty much all of you do. Top pro points for Asia Pacific. More importantly, though, Team World Magic Cup champion with Chinese Taipei. What a fantastic story.
Yeah. David Ochoa.
Okay.
So the Ocho plays for Channel Fireball. He actually has the 2nd highest GP win percentage of all the players competing here, and he is one of the at-large bids as well.
All right, let's move on to Shuhei Nakamura, another at-large bid. Tons of resume there, 470 lifetime pro points. That puts him in the top 5 of all time comfortably. He may well overtake the likes of Kai Buddha and Raphael Levy for the all-time lead at some point in the future. Hall of Fame last time around.
Luis Scott-Vargas. You may have heard of him. 5 Pro Tour top 8s. He was the PT Berlin champion, and he's actually also on an at-large bid to be here. He's one of the top 5 pro point getters that didn't qualify another way.
Okay, Thursday morning, we come back to M13 draft. Now, what's going to be dynamic in draft?
So there's a lot of different things you can do in draft for M13, and there's some pretty crazy stuff. There's a cycle of cards that are legendary like this, like Krenko Mob Boss. There's some awesome artifacts in this set that you can open and just put into almost any deck, like Staff of Nin. Another one we see here is Sands of Delirium. This is one that you can use to actually mill your opponent out. There's a couple of different cards in this set for mill. We might be seeing some of that. And there's just raw power. Sublime Archangel is a card that just dominates the board. Every creature you have gets exalted, hits really hard.
So Thursday morning, 3 rounds of draft. We've still got 4 players to tell you about heading back down the stretch into Modern. Let's see who we've got. Yuuya Watanabe. He's a player of the year from 2009, still only 23 with those 16 Grand Prix top 8s.
And we have Owen Turtenwald from North America here. Now, Owen was the player of the year in 2011 with an astonishing, really, 7 GP top 8s in one calendar year.
Never been beaten.
Yeah, and so he's here because he was player of the year for 2011. That's how he earned his bid.
Okay, our final player from outside North America is Shouta Yasooka. Top pro points at large again. And let's take a look. 290 pro points, 15 Grand Prix top 8s, a former player of the year. Really importantly, tremendous at Constructed, not so hot at Limited. This past weekend at GP Boston, M13 Limited, the format, he made the top 8. His star could really be rising. I think he's going to do very, very well this weekend.
Okay, and Josh Utter-Leyton is our last from North America. Now, Josh has made a huge surge lately, 3 Pro Tour top 8s in the last 2 years, and he is the highest pro point getter for North America. Josh Utter-Leyton right there. He's a guy to watch. He's quiet. You know, you don't necessarily see him, but this guy has been on a tear for over 2 years. You got to just, at some point, accept that he's awesome.
I agree. He is awesome.
Yeah.
They're all awesome. Let's take a look at the master scoreboard. There it is, from Paulo to Damo to Rosa, right the way down to Shouta Yasooka of Japan. Right now, the scores are 0. But over the next 3 days, we are going to turn those up over 12 rounds. 3 rounds of Cube, 3 rounds of Modern, 3 rounds of M13, 3 more rounds of Modern, cut to the top 4 on Friday. Who's your pick? Put you on the spot. Give me a winner.
So normally I would just pick Jon Finkel to win, but I'm taking the Ochoa here. David Ochoa is my pick. Yeah, I'm taking him. I think he's going to take this thing down. I think he's ready. He's got the mustache, the hat. He's good to go.
Okay, I will go with Shouta Yasooka. I think it's his time. But you know, what do we know? Let's find out over the next 3 days of epic magic here at the Players' Championship. For Marshall Sutcliffe, I'm your host, Richard Hagen, saying bye.